So we're solving quadratics by factoring. So we're going to set each equation equal to 0. So we're going to move everything over by minus x minus 30 on both sides. So these two will equal 0 on that side. So I have x squared minus x minus 30 equals 0. So now I'm going to factor. So and when we look at that negative 30, you know one will be positive and the other one will be negative. So negative 6 times 5 equals 30. And if you add them together, that will give you negative 1. So x minus 6, x plus 5. So we factor completely already. So now we need to set each factor equal 0. So this is one factor, this is one factor. So x minus 6 is 0, x plus 5 is 0. Add 6 to both sides because you're solving for 0. This is 0, x is 6, this is one answer. And take away 5 from both sides, x is negative 5. So here you got two answers, x equals 6 and x equals negative 5. Number 2, we're going to follow the same steps. So set it equal to 0. Take away 10x from both sides. This is 0. Now you have to put that in order, otherwise you won't be able to factor. So this equals 0. Leading coefficient is not 1, it's 3. And I have no greatest common factor between them. I have nothing in common. So I'm going to have to do that one trick we've been working on. So multiply. Now we factor. So two numbers that multiply gives you negative 24, and that add up to negative 10. We have negative 12 and positive 2. Multiply them, you get negative 24. Add them together, you have negative 10. Now, because we started out by multiplying by 3, we have to come back here and undo what we did by dividing them both by 3. But before you can do the bottoms up, you have to simplify this fraction right there. So 12 divided by 3, you can simplify, you get 4. And here there's nothing you can simplify, so the 3 will go right there in the front. Here you have x minus 4 and 3x plus 2. I know I went super fast on the factoring part right here, but we've done so much factoring that you should be able to do this with your eyes closed. If not, you can look up the videos over factoring. That was a couple weeks ago. So now the next step is set each factor equals 0. So x minus 4 equals 0. 3x plus 2 equals 0. You're solving for x here. Add 4 to both sides. X is 4 minus 2. Bring the 3x down. Divide both sides by 3. And that will give you negative 2/3 right there. So here you got two answers, 4 and negative 2/3. I want to show you one more. And you're probably looking at this question, you're like, how do I get out of this one? What do they have in common? X. That means you're going to divide the first one by x, the second one by x, and x will go right there outside in open parentheses. X squared divided by x, you have x. 2x divided by x, you got 2. Now our little step thing is telling us to set each factor equal to 0 and solve. So x equals 0. So this is one factor, and this is one factor. So x equals 0 because of that. And x minus 2 equals 0, and you solve. So here you got x equals 0 and x equals 2.